Number 2, for Ireland to ban the importation of fracked gas and invest solely in renewables.
On behalf of all the delegates here, we'd like to start by thanking you for opening the doors of this historic building and for allowing us to engage in such a conversation that has for so long been overlooked and undermined. But I know for certain that from the Power and Energy Group, we will present 2 recommendations to the House that exemplify the type of radical action that young people in this country have been calling out for. For those who don't want to hear it, the harsh reality is that we are far too dependent on fossil fuels in this country. Our elected representatives are still granting licences to drill off our west coast, proving for definite that the cause of climate strikers are falling on deaf ears. The commissioning of the Shannon liquefied natural gas terminal is going to be so catastrophic that celebrities like Cher and Mark Ruffalo are publicly condemning this government on their action. That's an embarrassment. And Bord Pleanála first granted permission for the project in 2008. That's since expired. However, developers are currently lodging a new application. Why? I'll tell you why. Because economic growth is far higher on this country's agenda than environmental security. Why are the government not divesting in these harmful practices? Because economic growth is far higher on this country's agenda than environmental security. It's economic growth, and economic growth. The delegates in the Power Group look forward to coming back to you this afternoon with radical solutions to the power question. And we sincerely hope that some of these ideas can be endorsed by the government in the near future. I agree with Leo Varadkar when he says that this transition cannot happen overnight, but everything is done quicker when it starts today.
Thank you very much, Conall. It's Roisin Keegan O'Rourke. Roisin Keegan O'Rourke.
Our second recommendation is as follows. For Ireland to ban the importation of fracked gas and invest solely in renewables. In 2017, I was proud to be at the Dáil when we banned fracking. We hoped that day that Ireland could be a global leader on climate. Unfortunately, this hasn't happened. That's why we're here today. We were shocked when we found out our government has plans to import fracked gas through projects like Shannon LNG. If fracking is banned here for health and climate risks, then why are we willing to exploit American communities? This makes it a justice as well as a climate issue. We all live on the same planet. This affects all of us. In this very building, Robert Howard from Cornell University said that methane produced in fracking is 100 times more potent than CO2. He also said it's 44% worse than coal for our climate. Our proposal is supported by 12 groups, nationally and internationally, including Physicians for Social Responsibility, Pennsylvania, Frack Action, New York, and Love Leitrim. I'm delighted that those affected communities in America are watching this today. Dr. Walter Sue, Executive Director of Physicians for Social Responsibility, asked me to give you this important message here today, and I quote, "Please help us. Stop giving an overseas market for methane. Fracking is destroying the homes, lands, and health of Pennsylvanians. We need to act now and ban the importation of fracked gas and invest totally in renewables. This proposal will make a huge impact on climate change and justice for these communities. We still hope Ireland can be a climate leader. We here can lead the way." Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roisin.
My name is C. O'Connor. I'm 16, and I have been school striking every Friday for 45 weeks now. In that time, I've seen the biggest strike in my city, which is Cork City, the best city, has seen in 3 decades. I've seen 50,000 people on the streets of Ireland demanding that the people who sit in this room take action. I've also seen the people in this room, or not in this room right now, but the people who usually sit in this room, granting offshore drilling licenses to ExxonMobil and approving the liquid natural gas terminal in Shannon. That is not acceptable. So thank you for having us here today. It has been a great honor to be in this building and especially to work with all of you and to stand with you. It has been an amazing sense of community and pride for me to work with all of the young people here in solidarity, and I thank you for this opportunity. But it is not okay that we had to be here. It is not okay that the government had to bring children in here to tell you about economics and power and environment. It is not okay that the children had to come in here and do a TV show to give this country hope on climate. It is not fair that you look to us for hope. So I'm going to quote a good friend of mine, Greta Thunberg, who some of you know, and I'm going to say, how dare you? Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for speaking with such passion about that important matter. Right.
Don't you dare shine in Cork or anywhere. LNG, don't you dare shine in Cork or anywhere. LNG, don't you dare shine in Cork or anywhere. LNG, don't you dare shine in Cork or anywhere. LNG, don't you dare.
The world's scientists have consensus. We need to see a rapid decline in global fossil fuel use if we are to have a hope of an inhabitable planet. To the Irish government, listen to us when we say enough is enough. Stop granting licences for offshore drilling in Ireland. Stop Shannon LNG, a proposed gas terminal that will lock us into 30 to 50 more years of fossil fuels. This is nothing short of ecocide.
We're here today to protest what's going on inside the Slayton here. There's a fossil fuel conference. We have massive hypocrisy from our government facilitating them, where they ban fracking in Ireland but they throw people in Pennsylvania under the bus by trying to allow the Shannon LNG terminal. This is only the start. We have the fossil fuel industry firmly in our sights, and this is only the beginning.
And I'm here to tell you that the gas you'll be getting is harming people here and killing them.
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
But we are the future. We are the people that must deal with these consequences. We must make ourselves heard. To who seconded for the mayor. Her name is Mrs. Joanne Neary. So I'd like to focus just a little bit on the fact that our government are trying to import fracked gas. Now the good news is actually that we're winning this fight. We have here and ask ourselves why, when they have all of the scientific facts like we do our government still proceed with these things? And we know why. Because they're married to capitalism. They're wedded to their profits, and they are prioritising profits over your future. And that's not on. So I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Michael Ewan.
So the 3 A's. I'm afraid, I'm angry, and I want to see action. That's the message to our politicians. That's the future that we need to push forward. Thank you.
The Chair of the Council, Tom McSherry, would now like to say a few words.
And I can say, on behalf of all the councillors, we voted to ban fracking. We were one of the first to do so. It was a Sligo politicians' bill that banned fracking. And we're still against fracking. And always will be. And you're right, Trump is wrong. And I just want to say, as I look out at the signs here, one earth, one chance. You're so right. You're the future of this country. And we have to listen to you.
There's going to be an evaluation. There's going to be an evaluation. Sorry.
You're locking us in, Richard Bruton, we lock you in.
The people don't want this.
We're here because we think it is outrageous that our Department of the Environment won't look at new science on emissions from the fracked gas, the American fracked shale gas industry. We are literally sticking the science. We are wallpapering it to the front of your department because we don't accept what you're doing. It's outrageous.
Fracking is responsible for more than 50% of all increased global emissions over the past decade from all fossil fuels. So as the recent science that we pasted all over the walls from Dr. Howard at Cornell University is saying, so it's very important to tell the people that this is not just regular gas, which is bad, this is fracking gas, which is the worst of the fossil fuel industry, and we need to stop it. So movements are coming up. In Sweden, we were able to stop it recently. We did a civil disobedience action about a month ago, blocking the port of Gothenburg for the whole day. And yesterday, the decision of the Swedish government, because of the public pressure, was to cancel the permit to allow this LNG terminal to go on. So we have canceled a 40-year plan to import billions of cubic meters of this gas, and we need to replicate this in Shannon and unite everywhere.
You might be wondering why we're here on the roof of your entrance.
Minister Richard Bruton has 15 minutes left to remove the Shannon LNG terminal from the Projects of Common Interest list.